for success if they win here again, because they're one game up. We got Purge, we got Kyle, we got T-Gov, and we got the draft coming your way with the first pick going to Team Spirit, while Navi chose Radiant T.
Yeah, in regards to bans, same thing, but I just say Team Spirit pushing up the DP to the first pick. That's the only change.
I like it. I actually think it's Toronto Tokyo's best hero. Honestly, he plays very confidently on it. He consistently lanes well. I genuinely think it's covers a lot of bases and he excels on it. So I like that they opened it with it right away.
Yeah, I'd agree. Maposhka also loves playing Oracle. This is the best mid to run with an Oracle, and it kind of activates Utoro as this hyper carry because pretty much everything in the world matches up well when you have a Death Prophet mid. It also provides a kind of rudimentary anchor for how your team will play the game. If Exorcism's up, well, go smoke, take a fight, push a tower, everything kind of just rolls naturally. And yeah, Navi, as expected, don't change anything, don't show anything unique yet. Save that for VP. Just keep running it back. Enigma or Beastmaster for general whenever available.
Yeah. Question for Spirit is, do they value, for example, like the Rubik, just pick it straight up again, and then you get to kind of at least cover it, but instead they go back for the Oracle.
It's the Maposhka special.
And the Navi change up and go for a Shaker. Okay. I think the key difference between the Earthra and the F-Shaker in this position is, I think from the first game, there's a lot of times where kind of Roger was rolling in, he wasn't finding the connections, and the fights did get a little bit messier. At least with Shaker, it's very like, we're fighting or we're not. You know, we hit the slam or we don't. We hit the black hole or we don't. There's no need.
It's a little bit more clear.
Exactly. That's the key thing. I think Navi, that game was so messy from them because they spent so much time trying to catch EM, trying to find them. And again, now with this opening, this completely solidifies their team fight. It secures the lanes. Yep. Now they can enter in the draft with confidence.
It's also more malleable. Like they kind of were left with this free farming Animage in the previous game because they didn't feel confident tri-laning. I think with a Shaker, you're never going to be in that scenario because you can just block the way for Enigma bottom, and then safe lane tri-laning with a Shaker on your team is always pretty advantageous.
I agree with that a lot. A lot of the tri-laning advantages that some of the better teams like Secret did were due to Earthshaker fissure blocks. It makes a huge difference. And because tri-lane is so much more popular now, and they've already got an okay tri-lane here with Oracle, it'll set them up a lot better to be able to react in the laning stage in a stronger way.
I think the question for Navi, they just need to be able to cover themselves from this mid play, because in that first game, the reason why it was so comfortable for Spirit is they literally brought in Oracle Rubik plus DP into this mid tower, and then Navi just didn't know how to kind of stop this pressure. They weren't ready to deal with it, and then that alone just kind of unlocked the game for a small window for them to feel confident. And I would like them to have a hero to mitigate that pressure.
Yeah, and in retrospect, their draft was pretty damn greedy themselves. You know, double Necropic hero, it sounds great on paper, but there was a Morphling in the carry lane. Iceberg also underperformed a bit, and with that kind of lineup, if you don't continuously maintain momentum, you know, really just takes one turnaround and you're in trouble. In theory, I think should still win that game more than 7 or 8 times out of 10. You know, they're getting every Aegis for free, but at a point, you just run out of gas.
I think part of that was also Toronto Tokyo's itemization. He went all this armor stuff. He got Urn and Witchblade right away. And then he picked up, like, I think it was Arcane Ring as well. He had like plus 10 armor at 10 minutes into the game. It was insanely effective for any of that physical rundown.
Yeah, I actually don't, you don't see the Witchblade on the DP mid very often, but the stats alone just kind of give it a ton of value. Reminds me of when people would buy Blade Mail on Quap and DP because it was just a really cheap way to give you a bunch of easy stats. Witchblade just kind of does that, but better now.
It's like Old Veil as well. It's like the perfect stats for an int hero. Armor, a little bit of damage, some int. It covers your bases. Can make a lot of int cores or int heroes more viable as cores for sure.
Oh, you guys didn't really like the Sand King on the side of Team Spirit previous game. Obviously, it helped them win the game for sure, but it wasn't the cleanest performance. What you would like to see instead?
Anything else? We were thinking about it a lot backstage. Like, just pick literally anything else. Tide Hunter, Underlord. I think Axe is banned, but this Sand King here just feels lost. I've seen the E-build workout, but even that is tricky if you're outlaned. Like, he was just a glorified creep. Until the Lotus Orb, his most useful move was when he baited the enemy to stun themselves. But before that, I'm pretty sure Morph as Sand King had more game impact than Sand King as himself.
Fair point. We already see Navi starting to ban out Mars. And in the previous game, they did go on the full tanky offlane ban streak. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the last 2 bans coming out from them also be a tanky offlaner, unless Team Spirit selects one for themselves. Now that you know what the support is going to be on that safe lane, should it be easier to decide what you're going to play, or does it still depend so much on the core?
I'm just looking at Gun Purge.
I was going to say Spirit might as well wait for their offlane pick because they already know what Navi is doing. So wait till you can force out a core matchup, then you get to respond to the perfect tanky offlane since Ursa is also banned by them.
And so it honestly looks like Team Spirit might even just go for another anti-mage again, because like you just see CM, Earthshaker, Enigma, they're pretty chill game for you. There's now even less pressure other than of course the Enigma lane, but you need to just have one good core to play into that lane. But yeah, this is I wouldn't be surprised if Spirit really lean on the confidence here, but I think Navi, they need to cover themselves, and they do with the PA, of course, very good against a potential anti-mage jumping. And the key thing is Spirit in that previous game, their supports were never touched in these big fights. They were always hiding back. Of course, when they crossed the river, the fights got a little bit more even, but they needed an answer to kill off the supports first. You have Shaker, you have PA. The supports do not get to play a comfortable game anymore.
Oh, cat.
Yeah, Troll looks nice. You got other options, but the concern is you don't necessarily want something that's very BKB heavy just because it's going to be dealt with quite effectively by the Enigma Black Hole.
Could also do like Medusa here, for example. Your ultimate into Enigma, it also threatens his ability to properly Black Hole. But then if you waste it, you do just die to Black Hole.
Just awkward. You put a lot of pressure on Collapse to be this hero that kind of just does everything for your team. I don't really know how to judge Medusa. I haven't seen it enough, with the exception of... Yeah, actually, no, I don't want Medusa.
Really?
I saw Yatoro play that the other day.
The key thing is, Medusas that aren't threatened by jungle invade fare pretty well. Medusas playing into skirmishing lineups, they struggle. So when I see Earthshaker CM support duo and a PA who needs to farm, that alone kind of unlocks the pick in my mind.
Where you just Viper. And you just stand in the Nether Toxin.
They
And then they get no passes.
Okay, this is what we saw. Was it Secret do a couple times? I think VP did as well against both Coddle and Enigma, where you just get this ability to find the key target, and the Ag's BKB timing on Monkey renders you pretty much invulnerable, but your damage output is still pretty nuts.
But also the other thing is the skill builder Monkey. Some players even forego getting Jingu and just go fully into Spring and your stun just to be able to clear out the waves. So potentially if it is in that carry role for the Monkey King, we're going to see him just really go for full farm. Your Ags, you happily buy like MKB and this True Strike, and then if PA ever jumps you, it's going to be Monkey plus clones versus one PA.
Okay, how about this?
We're listening.
Last pick, Offlane Alchemist. Give the Ags to the Monkey King.
Ooh, Ags will
In this
upgrade
rare,
you.
in this rare scenario, it works. This one does work.
Yeah, this is a good game for it basically, because you're against what PA CM. They banned out Centaur because they're worried about like any offlane that just stands in a lane. So that means they don't feel strong in their dual lane. Yeah, it would be a perfect time for offlane to give the X.
Sir Action Slacks is somewhere out there. He's watching. He's cheering.
I also think for Clapster and his hero pool, we're probably going to be seeing the likes of like a Pangolier or something to round up their draft. A bit more fight, a bit more skirmish, get some disarm against the PA.
I just want him to have a real stun.
You want a real stun?
A real stun, yeah.
His Mars is banned, Centaur's banned,
No
East is
Sand
banned.
King. No Sand King, so it doesn't count.
Axe is still in.
That's a tough game for Axe. It's nice against the PA though, but
Oh, Iceberg looks sleepy.
he was playing like he was.
He has been yawning a lot.
Feels bad, man.
Very serious faces.
Yeah.
Navi, they are. We can say whatever we want about how this game doesn't really matter for them, but they are.
Oh,
They are
pride-wise.
trying to win.
Definitely it matters, yeah.
To be very clear for Navi, if they lose this game and they beat VP in the final series, they still will remain at the top of the group. So there really isn't any kind of negative consequence.
so the reason why it doesn't matter that they win is for standings. For themselves, indeed, obviously. Yeah, that drive to win, regardless on how you go into a series, after you've been knocked down by an anti-mage draft like that, you're gonna give it your all to win.
I go for a co-op last bit. Okay.
Okay. We don't see that very often, but I'm a big fan of the Iceberg Quap. I think this hero is certainly underpicked, and I still have nightmares about Quap with a roaming Earthshaker. It is one of the most annoying combinations in Dota to deal with. And who would be mid? It is no, not Yatoro. Phew. Okay, but even for Tokyo, that's a matchup that can really go either way. but if Quap baits out a Drain and then there's a one good Shaker rotation, it's just a dead DP, and that lane gets real hard real fast.
Yeah, the key thing is the DP versus Quap lane, it's not as Quap favored before, just buy some more region on DP, but like you mentioned, it's that Shaker effect that comes into play. You have the Enigma to unlock the Shaker, the Shaker plus Quap hurts the Death Prophet. So I can see how it's a very strong pick, but the skirmishing from Team Spirit, they've completely changed up their style, and that rhythm alone could offset NAVI coming into this game.
Final thoughts on the draft, Purge?
Yeah, I like the Quap because he's going to be able to help recover and stabilize the side lanes with his rotations. So as long as he has a decent game, get some good side rotations off, it'll look good. But on the other side, Void Spirit with Eggs is really effective against Navi if you can hit back lines. So pretty close draft, I think.
Oh, I like that.
Both teams.
You agree, Kyle?
I think it can go either way. Iceberg is going to be the one who dictates this game, though. It's a typical Quap over-under, 2.5. Fewer deaths, probably a win. More than that, probably a loss.
He's got a blink this time, so
he
can save himself.
Save, yeah.
But no, yeah, I think these drafts are pretty close. It all comes down to how they kind of bring the most out of their mid lane and kind of decision making. Navi, they looked like they had kind of a good lock on that previous game, but then they kind of just let it go, and that alone Spirit capitalized. So both teams are clearly, playing pretty well, but Navi's the one that kind of threw the previous game.
So they got to be more on the ball.
Tighten that up, and they should be fine because they have the same type of pacing potentially.
All right, well, let's see if they can force out the third game of the series or if Team Spirit will take this one 2-0. We're going to head over to our commentary duo of OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, GVS Game 2. Let's find out how this one goes down. Of course, Spirit taking that first game. Fog coming into this second game. What do you make of the drafts? The panel seems to be that they're definitely playing a bit safer after trying to call the draft after last game, saying it's a little close this time around. Would you agree, or do you actually see something you like a bit more here again?
I just like that this one looks like it's going to be a lot more skirmish heavy. Anti-mage games, it's all about the AM, and he did end up making it work, which was phenomenal. But this one, at least, we're going to have just like big battles going on. We're not going to be waiting for one hero to get online. Maybe just waiting for the PA for some small times. But yeah, it looks like it should be a very battle-heavy game from both sides.
Yeah. And did you like the ending from both of the drafts? Again, collapses on the Void Spirit this game on the side lane. And for Navi, finishing things off with the Iceberg Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I actually like the Quap pick. It's not a hero that I like too much at all in the current meta, but I think our Shaker, just like Panel's, I think it unlocks it. It actually makes the hero a lot easier to play, and you're all about snowballing. And the best thing to do to snowball a hero is to rotate for it, and Earthshaker is the perfect one for it. The Void Spirit, not sure. I was a little bit curious about that one. I wasn't sure what other heroes they actually had for Collapse. I think like everything was banned, so I think this was just, okay, this is one of the last ones that's actually remaining. And they will have this Monkey King versus the Enigma matchup. And we've seen this one quite a bit of times. Usually they opt to actually skip the Jingu, like the panel was talking about. You just get your Boundless and your Trident. You farm and Ags really fast. We actually saw one, I think, that like 11 minutes. As, battle.
Nice, show me the first blood here, Mira. Trying to get out with the Shadow Realm, but the body blocks are there. Actually popping the Fairy Fire. An attempt to survive is not going to work. As V-Tune will find himself that first blood.
And okay. It's skilled, okay. Skilling Shadow Realm hurts.
I was gonna wonder, it almost felt like he knew that it would hurt because he did sort of hesitate in skilling it, but he still went ahead and ended up skilling it, as we did see, so. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's definitely gonna slow down his lane impact.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly reconnect. I have triple sounds and it is confusing me so much right now.
Don't worry, I think I did as well. I think it might be fixed. I think maybe the viewers did as well, but I think we're good now. Yeah, seems like.
Okay, I was just making sure it's not my settings. I was like,
yeah, don't worry, it wasn't you. It was, we were all, yeah, that was on. That was us.
I thought maybe it was mine doing some weird stuff. I was like, oh God, this is making it really hard for me to know what the hell you're even saying to me.
It's probably Kyle.
Lanes.
Kyle, stop it. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll see these lanes now come out, and it is the matchups that everyone wanted, so no like weird dodging coming out. I'm worried for Mira. He has Shadow Realm level 1, which is really pretty bad overall on the Dark Willow. At least he uses it to his maximum, so he does get a courier snipe, but you're not able to actually apply pressure. Bramble is insane how much damage it does early on. It's actually just more than the Shadow Realm with each of the little latches. And I'm watching mid. I want to see how Iceberg does in the matchup, because right now he hasn't really gotten help from the Earthshaker, and he's doing really, really great. I thought Death Prophet would come out ahead in this matchup now with all the buffs she's gotten, but...
I'll see this move from V-Tune. And, ooh! Not quite having it. And always want to fly. He might actually die for that attempt. As Collapse is turning, trying to chase down the CM. He's got him. As both of the cores will end up getting a kill on the support.
Getting kills as the PA lane always feels pretty nice. Both teams happy though with this, as we're seeing. Yeah, I mean, mid, Iceberg is doing an excellent job. And it's, like we said, it's pre-rotation from Roger, so that's going to be the most important thing to watch for Tokyo. The Pushka able to get some pulls off up top. So he's able to get the reset of the lane. And we do also have the fun of Monkey King Oracle. Oracle Death Prophet. We've got a lot of fun heal mechanics.
I mean, we saw as well, you know, the Team Spirit as a team. I think Miposhka, if he can get the Oracle, he pretty much takes it every time.
Yep.
Just works in so many different scenarios. And you're right, you know, this probably is one of the better games that we're going to see it, having those two, you know, very appealing cores that are just going to be enabled massively, regardless of whatever Navi's throwing at them in the team fight if Miposhka's in position.
Yeah, he really loves this hero. He loves playing his defensive ones, and they've had pretty decent success with it. You know, this Oracle Death Prophet is like their favorite duo. They love to play this, and we see top Navi. They're able to body block both camps. Pushka was able to de-ward the original ward, but yeah, they're making sure that he isn't able to get these pullbacks, so they can always slow down the Monkey King's farming levels with just Eidolons. And General has to hide the Eidolons. This is not as easy of a lane as usual for the Enigma. He can't actually just show them in front because they will just get killed from the Monkey King. They will find Miposhka on the side, though.
They will. Nice Fisher block. It's going to set up for a lot of damage to come in. And with the pulse down, it's enough.
The next label play.
You see how General holds the Malefice, too? It's pretty important to point these small things out, but you're playing versus Fortune's End, which dispels it, so that's why he holds it until the very last second when he's going to turn into that darkness.
4-minute runes.
Iceberg.
He's going to be down bottom, and Iceberg, man, he's going to turn and get aggressive onto Toronto Tokyo. And Poshka's in with the backup.
Roger's here.
As he's trying to make it down towards the rune. He's going to be able to find it. And a good job he does as well there. Certainly needed that one. As regen will get him back up to 100.
The Dream Rune. He's even able to nuke the small camp with it, keep it going, and get back to that lane. So Iceberg denied the rune with some fortunate spawning for Team Spirit. Always nice that you can double check runes like that, like Mira checking as well as Miposhka swinging over to check, because they do have those self-sufficient laners. The same thing for the side of Navi with this Enigma. Our Shaker can always leave the lane. And it's actually going to send Iceberg back to base. So even though he has the bounty runes coming up in about 10 seconds, he wants to refill with like this.
Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense. He knows that he's, he's soon going to hit the 6. And then he wants to make sure that he is full mana, so he's got the complete combo to go.
I think he only missed one creep as well. I think, okay, he missed one in and one got denied. So it wasn't that much downtime that was actually used by him. That was pretty good. And they will be able to secure the bounties. Roger gets 2. The 1 still remaining on the right side for the Dire.
Does mean at least for Spirit, they know that the Quap's going to hit the 6, but won't have a TP for a minute to make any quick moves on the side lanes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tokyo is 6. He has his catapult wave, but he's not going to be able to take advantage to push at all, because Iceberg, he's going to stick here. He's going to clear out the wave. And V-Tune's just going to go for the rush build that we saw Matu doing pretty much every time on PA. It's just the Band of Velvet Skin, Treads, Rush into Battle Fury. As he probably doesn't feel like he's going to get much pressure applied to him in this early game, as he's already been giving this free lane to farm in.
Collapse able to find a fair bit from this lane though as well. So we are going to get to see Collapse, sort of play with some farm this time round, whereas of course last game he had a very slow start with the way that Navi were able to bully him in the laning stage.
And he's going to have the Urn up for his team. And on the other side, we look at Navi's draft. I don't think they have an Urn buyer. Like, who's going to be the one? I don't think they actually have one to go for a Spirit Vessel or anything like that. And they're playing versus a lot of healing.
That's
Death
true,
Prophet,
actually.
Oracle, Monkey King. They can't actually go for this Urn pickup. Like, Always Want to Fly is the hero that would go for it, but he's never going to get it as a CM.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a sit down bottom. Trying to set up with the Brambles, but she ended up just turning on to Collapse. Collapse has got the Dissimulate. Gonna play it away into the trees, get himself out of the reach of the PA and the CM.
Collapse just has to play it as the farm game. He doesn't want to get very aggressive down here. Now it's the PA. If he sees CM kills, sure, but it's more so about just him farming here.
No, I think not only the fact that they don't really have an ideal vessel builder, but that they don't even have a hero that really wants to build a Skadi right this game. So the two of the items that you'd normally love to have against a Monkey King and a Death Prophet, they're just probably not going to be there this game unless Na'Vi really tries something different with their heroes.
I know, absolutely. The Queen of Pain can get it, but that's like way later down and it's not a great item. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's awkward, right? Like, sure, awkward. PA can get a Skadi, but there's so many other items you kind of need on a PA for the hero to pop off. As bottom, good control there onto Collapse. They're in with the stun.
Oh. I always want to fly does live. If anything, though, I wouldn't put it past V2 buying a Scott even on a hero like PI. I've seen him do it.
Okay.
I've seen him do weirder kind of stuff on some of his heroes. Like, you know, he's very experimental with stuff. Like his Yule's Morphling that he made work out a lot, and people started also doing it and copying him. So I don't think he'll actually go down that way. But yeah, there's no ways to remove that effective healing that's going to be coming out. And we're seeing top, they've had to break away from the lane. The Enigma pressure is starting to become apparent. And I also have to point out, look at Yatoro's build. He's going full greed on Monkey King.
What's he got?
He's going Battle Fury.
I like it. I like it. I mean, he's against the PA. You know, PA's getting a Battle Fury. He doesn't want to get left out. He wants to go for Battle Fury as well.
But don't you just get Ags because it farms it better for you? Doesn't it farm you faster? And then your next item buildup is better? Because I don't know when his fight timing is then. When he's going Battle Fury, he needs the item, like the next 2 items to feel strong. But,
I'll see bottom lane. It's all right, but to get involved in some action there. Him and Collapse punishing Roger. As Roger was trying to sit around bottom and sweep up the XP. We'll see mid. TP's coming in. Mirror already spotting things out in the trees. They're going to look towards General. They're going to be able to get in on top of him as General's in trouble. They move in straight away, take him down. And with that, they'll be able to continue the pressure onto this Tier 1 tower here and 9 minutes in. Team Spirit pretty much taking down this Tier 1 with Na'Vi, unable to hold it.
just like last game, pretty much exact same timing, exact same rotation. 3 heroes rotate to mid. Iceberg's not there to defend, and the tower's dead. Iceberg making the move bottom and then just spending some time farming. He will lose that mid tower, so nice stuff from Spirit. And that's going to open up the map for Tokyo to pick and choose where he wants to go next with his next threat. Yeah, I'm really curious to see if this Battle Fury.
I like it. I know.
Like it? Okay.
I mean, all the good players, all the pros, Ags better for fight. Battle Fury. Nothing beats a good Battle Fury, especially if you get it a good time. You get the Ags as well. You know what I mean? He's feeling if he can get both of them, it's better to get it with this sort of builder.
How long do you want him to farm for, Owen?
I mean, on this game, I think he can take it late. You know, he's a Monkey King, right? What does he get at level 25? He can have some boosted armor. You know, he might not take that 25 because he takes the other talent. He plays this game to level 30. That's his aim here, Yatoro. This PA's never going to kill him. He's going to have plus 100 armor. He's playing for the level 30. He's a smart man.
I hope it works out for him. I feel like this is... I don't know how it's going to play into PA. I think PA's timings are just going to be a bit faster. And then she's going to be fighting with Battle Fury Deso, and Yatoro's probably still going to be farming that next item after the Battle Fury, and he needs like Battle Fury BKB to fight probably, or I don't know. It feels a little awkward. Maybe he can make it pay off. He did make that anti-mage look beautiful, but this is a little unorthodox.
I feel like if he does have to go BKB after it, then I'm sort of less of a fan, because then Battle Fury BKB doesn't feel good on the Monkey King.
No,
I don't think he's going to want to do that. He's going to want to go Battle Fury and then something hard hitting. Maybe if he wants to go full greed the Ags, or if he wants to go for something like the Deso himself, that might come out as his first item that he farms.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what he chooses to do. As bottom, the Echo comes out and he is deleted.
Great dead. They're going to kill him in return, but they're also going to lose Mirror for this one. As Team Spirit, they're not done. They're going to look to try and fight back. General just holds his ground with the Black Hole, but the false promise comes into play. Silence as well out for the two of them. They keep Collapse alive, and now they're ready to turn for more. Jump over the walls, always want to fly. As Collapse will still end up falling. They didn't have quite enough heals to offset the damage that he took during that Black Hole. But Team Spirit able to make a punch back.
I like that they swing everyone down here. They know that PA needs time to build a farm. Their Monkey King died, so they just bring the action with the Death Prophet. And they're all about fighting, and Exorcism's going to come back up. So perhaps they can actually continue and get the tower as well. V2 definitely the winner out of the most of it here, as he's just chilling up top of the net worth. And they do kill Yatoro bottom. But there's the Exorcism, and it's with a catapult.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And we'll see. The Na'Vi, no ults now, so their sort of potential fight is definitely limited. So probably going to get away with this tier 1 for free down bottom.
Yeah, they've got to play to farm for the next few moments.
Under attack.
Kind of on both sides. Spirit, they can still look to make moves because they have the Void Spirit, so he can get aggressive and find pickups. Navi's a little bit harder.
Bottom tower has fallen.
So some downtime. They have tabs on General during this downtime too, because this deep ward that they were able to place collapse. He is looking for an opportunity to jump this Enigma.
Collapse. Destroyed him. Silence out upon him. Held him by the root. They can make these quick moves, as you say, with the vision that they have.
Feels easier when they have the Void Spirit and all these cooldowns on both sides are down. That's the opportunity for Spirit to make the move. And it's going to maybe reveal the ward, but Navi doesn't know exactly where it is placed. And now perhaps they look to go again as Collapse. He's still looking to fight. He doesn't have to wait for any cooldowns. Roger is waiting this time, though. And these ults are starting to come back online.
Well, let's
Sonic Wings
see.
at the ready.
Iceberg's out.
They'll see the rotation from Always Wanna Fly. Can they pick him off? Collapse is still here.
He doesn't want to deal with this Collapse.
Yeah, they're just really trying to punish the fact that those ults were down. But now, yeah, Sonic Wave is back up at the ready. Iceberg is close to his Orchid. They can't chase that far forward. They do see Roger farming, though, for a second. Can they swing onto him quick enough?
They're pretty
Not as
aggressive
well.
behind this tier 2. Yeah, they've got to be cautious. Collapse. He's going to find a chance to jump in onto Always Wanna Fly. Has he got quite enough burst, though? He has. Always Wanna Fly taken out. False Promise coming out very early here, but just to make sure that they can get Collapse back up to full HP with these heals being doubled.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's
That will be the Orchid done for Iceberg. So now he's going to have this really strong window to be able to kill pretty much anyone on the map, except for Toronto Tokyo, who has that Eul's to protect himself. This is a big window here for Iceberg to get super aggressive and play around with Roger. Now the Fissure plus an Orchid, they'll easily be able to set up on most heroes.
The next level play. The next level play.
We're still seeing Team Spirit look to be set up around bottom. Exorcisms back at the ready. They have the lane forcing in already as well. Could look to potentially pressure tier 2 a bit.
Yeah, we've got both carries with their Battle Furies done now. The farm game beginning now for Yatora and
He's
Vici.
going to go straight MKB after Battle.
I like it. I think this is going to work. I know you're a bit skeptical of this, right? Yeah, but
I'm just
think this is
skeptical
good.
of the battle
Sure.
because Aghanims just feels like it does the same thing and it gives you just your Wukong's actually benefit. You're not fully reliant on your ult then. You actually just always have these statues that work.
Yeah, but
hey, we'll see if he can make it
where's
work.
the mana regen, the HP regen? You know, the Battle Fury, you can stay on the map easier, surely. You're not having to spend
That's
time
fair.
buying
That is
clarities. You can, you use your abilities more freely to farm the camps.
That's definitely true. And he's gotten really good timing of it, so hey, we'll see if it all does end up working out. He's switching the build though, and he's bringing clarities for mana too, and he's queued up the BKB.
Oh
that he
no,
didn't like.
not the BKB. I mean, to be fair, he does kind of need the BKB, right? He's going to get blown up so easily in these team fights if he tries to stand his ground with a Battle Fury and an MKB. So I guess it's understandable.
And that's where I'm saying I'm worried about the Battlefield, because what's it going to do in the fights? I'm still hopeful,
A little bit of cleave.
Experience has been impressing a lot. So.
A little bit of cleave, that's, sure it's not an Aghanims, but,
Hey, we'll see. Maybe it just cleaves and they just kill everybody because of it, so inside of Wukong's, but we'll see. Or maybe it just ends up being more farm than the
They got the
PS
setup
point.
mid here. Look, they're timing it with the root. Collapse, he's in. He gets the catch straight away. The follow-up fear. They've managed to lock down Iceberg. They take him down. Beautiful setup there from Collapse and Miposhka.
Oh, I love that. I barely see people use the Fortune's End like that with a blinking hero. That was very nice. And just Chain Fear follow-up too from the Willow. Now the mid solo's done. And Queen of Pain, Kyle says it all the time. That hero is very risky. If you're not snowballing, you die once or twice, your game just completely stops, and then it has to just be your carry to take over and really carry the game. You don't contribute a whole lot if you do start falling too behind on co-op. Does mid collapse? He'll be all right. Iceberg back on the map. Let's see what he does. next? Because he is starting to get eclipsed by
It's up, Toronto.
several heroes.
He wants
Up.
a solo
Oh
kill.
my.
I mean, he knows that the game's sort of fallen into farming territory, so why not pop an ult to secure a kill? As will allow him to take down Roger, and will therefore slow down his Blink Dagger a little bit more, as he was very, very close to having it there up top.
Hey, sounds good to me.
Yep.
There's no tier 1s really to take that you can actually walk up to. Tier 2s are still too tough anyway, so you're able to get that nice kill. Now it's up to Navi to punish that. Punish the fact that Exorcism was used to just kill a 4 position.
Tower is under attack.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Ah, they got him.
Still gets the kill, but
I mean, if you
All
don't
right.
need to hit it, why hit it? You know, that's the logic we're seeing here. If you don't need to hit it, why? You don't need to hit it.
but Iceberg is having a bit of a rough series. You know, that last game too, a lot of deaths. Now just whiffing the Sonic Wave completely.
Oh, that sounded
The
very
slow
nice
motion
there.
sounds.
Slow-mo. I like that. Well, you know, they get the job. They always want to fly takes to kill. You know, he's not letting Iceberg have it after he misses the Sonic Wave. He's like, well, that's mine.
And now it's like, you know, Exorcism was used to kill an Earthshaker up top, and now Sonic Wave was whiffed, but it did get a kill.
They got the kill. They got the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
How's your Toro?
General, he's actually found Yatoro.
Oh, can he go
Can
for
he go
this?
for this?
He can.
He might be able to.
I mean, he's got it.
Oh my god.
All right.
Okay, one position
All right.
player just gets killed by the offlaner.
All right.
So that's the other thing that Ags provides you is stats.
Oh, okay, come on. Ags ain't saving him there.
I'm just kidding. I had to get it there.
No, I think one of the
General
other reasons why I do like Battle Fury this game is, you know, if you're the Monkey King, I feel like you see the Enigma. You're like Eidolon's Necro Book. You know, with the Battle Fury, you can farm those a lot easier than you could if you had an Ags. Right? But maybe that's not something he's thinking about at all. But that's definitely one of them.
Well, that's how Battle Fury timing. The PA's inventory looks a lot prettier to me than the Monkey King's inventory. Feels like he can play around that too, and he's going to be able to scale really hard. And this Monkey King, he's not going to be able to address. Sure, his Wukong's going to be able to address his low armor values, but when he doesn't have Wukongs, now VTune is just going to be able to jump from target to target and just eviscerate them quite easily, as they're all squishy. There's not really any tanky heroes on the side of Team Spirit. Tokyo didn't even go the Witchblade this game, so he's also quite vulnerable to physical. But he does have BKB, so he is still looking good. Just is the Monkey King gonna be able to get involved into the fights?
Dire are scanning.
See what they can find.
Dire's top tower.
An Aegis PA might not be the best bet. As they're blowing the silence in the Remnant, it's not going to catch anyone here. Predicting that they would be there. And Toronto Tokyo is in.
Tokyo's in.
BKB's popped as well as the Ghosts are out. Now look towards always want to play. He's just going to TP out. He's not going to make it though. Step finishes him off over to the side. Yatoro's got the Wukong command down. Boundless Strike follows straight down onto General as General's caught inside the ult. The Sonic Wave will push them back. It's enough burst to take down Mirror, but the rest of Spirit remain alive. So they've taken down 2. They only lose the 1.
Roger's looking. They still have that ward on the high ground. Roger's looking for an opportunity.
Oh, he is.
They see Yatoro for a
He
second.
certainly
Okay.
is.
He was very close to getting a 4-man echo there too. He was just a little lag.
So they know he's on this
Yatoro?
tree.
The tree!
Oh, they've cut it. Have they got the damage though, Roger? Lays down the Fisher feature and he needs a few crits there. He's going to get the 1, but it's not enough. False promises out. Yatoro's going to live. He's away. Maposhka keeping his carry alive.
Even goes for the mischief dodge on the damage, and I think he did actually get it successful to dodge it out from the false promise. Decent fight from Spirit. VTune is able to keep that Aegis together though, and now it is Exorcism on cooldown, and Navi, they're going to look to punch back themselves. They still have their ults, they still have Echo. They don't have Sonic Wave, but they've got the rest.
Tower is under
And
attack.
Tokyo, he did show himself pretty deep down bottom.
And he doesn't have a TP. The
gotta be
BKB might be enough though with the movement speed he has as he runs away back over to mid. Iceberg. Woo!
Oh,
Is he going to be all right here? We're going to see. There's another
Jennings.
step. He's healing up a little bit. Boundless Strike down. They've got the burst. Iceberg is gone. Roger and VTune will be able to lay down the Fisher onto the 3 of them. They find the crits to take down Mirror. VTune now jumping over towards Collapse, but Dissimulate's there. Oh, doesn't quite make him up to the high ground though.
oh, he's in trouble.
He's got to step in a few seconds. Remnant buys time as it holds back VTune. He's got the step very soon, but now he's actually out. Oh, he's got the mana with the 1 charge, but the stun control's there from Roger.
Now Tokyo, his BKB's on cooldown. He showed himself bottom. Miposhka's here, but he has that false promise.
He needs help. He needs it now. Can Miposhka do anything to save him without the ult? It's going to give him a little safety. The black hole being dropped down. The heals and the siphon. It isn't enough to keep him alive. Toronto Tokyo ends up going down. Yatoro's considering getting in on this, knowing that there's no black hole. He wants to look for some easy kills. Lines up the boundless strike down onto the two of them. They look towards always want to fly. The fear catching General in the trees.
Eaton's coming.
As Miposhka chases down the CM, General will go down. They'll hold their ground. And Yatoro getting the ultimate out. Vichun trying to stand here and fight back. Will opt to jump to the side, take the easy kill of Miposhka, as now Yatoro is left alone. He's jumping deep into the corner of the map, straight away with the TP. He'll manage to make it out. But Navi coming in once more and cleaning up the favorable number of kills.
Tokyo stayed around for such a long time. After his BKB was popped way earlier, he actually stuck around, and his team has to end up trying to bail him out of a very tough situation. And Navi, they just connect. That was them like being like, nope, we're not farming lanes, we're not farming any camps. Vichun and Roger literally just run from top lane all the way to bottom to fight there. And it ends up being, I mean, very successful for Vichun, as now another item delivered, a full BKB, level 18 as well.
Yeah, Yatoro's got some heavy catching up to do.
He's always going to be an item behind as well. Maybe they can catch him around the Aegis timing. 40 seconds until it will go down. Perhaps Team Spirit can set up for something like that. But I see Navi, they're already swinging away. They're swinging over. Roger still hasn't purchased the shard. He said he's just got the gold opportunity for it if he's like to go for it. Sure, it's got it nerfed, but it's still quite strong with the fissure reduction. Tokyo in position to break the smoke.
Oh! As they're going to jump straight in on him. BKB comes out, Iceberg's able to knock Yatoro to the side with a sonic wave. They jump in, the crits are coming out. Yatoro's got to pop his own BKB to get out of it. In the river, always want to fly, ends up falling to the ghost of Toronto Tokyo. Vichun, he's still looking for a way to get in on this. Got the fear to play around with as Yatoro watches from the trees. Onto the side, Roger. He's found the two of them with the Echo. He's managed to get the catch onto Toronto Tokyo and to collapse, but it isn't enough damage. The two of them will keep alive as Toronto Tokyo is somehow able to survive throughout it all. As Spirit, they're found four. Vichun's trying to jump in. He's got the BKB. He's going to try and do the big cleanup. He's able to find Yatoro. Now turns over towards Miposhka. He's found himself a third. As Toronto Tokyo mirror and collapse. Can they take him down? The BKB comes to an end. They're ready to get back in and on top of the PA. As Spirit will end up getting the big cleanup.
What a wild fight. We need like 2 different cameras to see those fights, because there's literally a fight on the left side, a fight on the right side. Tokyo stands inside Midnight Post. Roger sees an opportunity, but an opportunity that ends up actually being perfect for Spirit to clean up 3 heroes. And Vichun, he wasn't near the fight. He was all the way on the right side dealing with other stuff.
I mean, that was so close to being a straight win for Navi. Yeah, as you said, that Echo, it brought Collapse and Toronto Tokyo so close to dying.
Yeah, it was like 10%. He didn't have the full combo, though. He had used the fissure earlier to keep Tokyo actually inside the river, inside Midnight Post. So he only had the Echo and the Enchant Totem, didn't have the 3rd follow-up stun. If not, they probably kill everybody. Vichun probably full cleans up, but pretty decent for Team Spirit. Unfortunately, the Monkey King does go down in the early midst of it, but Toronto Tokyo level 19 now.
Getting so much XP in the midst of that fight, surviving as he did. Of course, same to be said for Vichun, still very high level 21 on the PA, as you can see.
Had next highest is 15 on his team. Yeah, Iceberg just way far behind. But to be expected after those few deaths on the Queen of Pain. A couple mistakes really do hurt your level build-up, and Tokyo does have that big advantage over him at least. And they are getting close to that item where Monkey King can actually have a matchup versus PA. He's close, getting closer to the MKB.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to make it a lot harder for Vichun really to stand his ground in a Wukong's command and fight him. He's going to have to look to jump out and kite it out every time once the MKB is done.
Yeah, and Roger's not going to go Shard at all. He's actually just going to go Lotus.
All right.
That's a bit surprising. I mean, sure, it's gotten the reduction, but the fact that it reduces fissure by 2 seconds and you can still walk, you can still bypass terrain, but chooses not to go for it. Just collapse.
I mean, Vichun's in. He's going to make the jump onto Toronto Tokyo on the backlines, but the BKB's out before the Fisher connects. Toronto Tokyo is able to get away. V-Tune with his own BKB buys them time to finish off Mira. They get the Malefist out onto Yatoro jumping off to the side. The Ghosts are out here. Iceberg, he's trying to see if he can find an opportunity to burst down Yatoro, but with the Exorcism out, Na'Vi will respect it and they won't chase any further.
That's a big win. They're able to force that and just completely reset away and come out with a kill and save all their ults. CM ult doesn't matter. Save all their important ults. Yeah, that's a big win for Na'Vi. Now they're going to be able to threaten a lot more too. As Spirit, they have to be very careful of the next fight coming to them. Without Exorcism, they don't have damage at all. Na'Vi should have a good footing for the next minute and a half or so to just get a big net worth advantage.
Well, they certainly should. 4K lead and this opportunity to make something happen.
Ooh, and they get the Paladin Sword. V-Tune's happy.
That's a lovely one.
And I like that Iceberg's actually going for this build, going for the AC, just all about enabling the PA at this point and just giving himself some more survivability. He'll also find himself an Elven Tunic, so now some evasion also on Iceberg, maybe some more ways to protect himself. And Roche does spawn.
Yeah, this
so quickly, V-Tune, he's going to take this out before Spirit can
unless
react.
Collapse can go for a steal.
He might have to. There's no way that they can fight.
He might
there.
try.
Roger knows.
Roger's on the case.
Being over. They're both checking.
Yeah, Collapse isn't even going to risk it. He's going nowhere near this. The Collapse, he's trying for a TP out. Roger didn't quite catch vision of him there.
They almost cut Yatoro's tree with the Midnight Pulse as well. That was very close. And now V-Tune with Aegis, with Paladin Sword, a lot stronger, and they still don't quite have the MKB finished on Yatoro to be able to fight versus him.
He must be close though, right? Is it?
He's quite close.
Yeah.
Oh, and he finds a Tunic. That's nice pickup.
Oh, and there you go. I mean, you like the Paladin, but you might like this one a bit more.
Which one? You got all three. You got the trio of beautiful carry items.
Okay, opt in for the Titan Sliver there in this case.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think that's the best one. Status resist matches and base damage with a hero with built-in 4x crit. Sounds great.
Yeah, that's very true actually.
Tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower.
Roger is invis set up bottom. Is he actually going to scout these two out here? Collapse shows himself for a second.
What's he going to go? Is he going to go for it?
Oh, now he's Mira.
Oh, he's going to go for it. He's got the catch on a Collapse. Mira did indeed get out. Can Collapse manage to make his way out of this? He's still got to dissimulate in an astral step. He's over to the side. And is he really able to live it?
Work.
He's holding back always want to fly, but they'll still get the job done. They'll get the job done.
Fortunate to just lose one hero there. A clutch blink out as I think Mira felt that they were trapped for a second. He's like, oh god, someone's standing on us. Jumps away. Roger on the prowl. We see these aggressive wards by Na'Vi too, just limiting the movements from Spirit to get outside their base. If they do get out, you see Na'Vi immediately just start moving toward them. And the MKB is done, but it's taken some time to get there as they've already lost quite a bit of map control. 8,000 gold advantage for Na'Vi off of all this.
Yeah, V-Tune's just huge right now on this PA.
Yeah.
Level 23.
And they're building to enable V-Tune. Like, I'm seeing even Solar Crest on Enigma, AC on Quap. It's all about V-Tune, just make him that much stronger.
Mira.
As Mira.
Looking pretty dead here.
Good old Necro
always
book
want to fly.
those Yules.
Kind of deep here.
Deep.
And he's away.
They see him, though. I mean, it's daytime. All right, well. They're going to maybe expect some more vision around there.
Well,
as V-Tune's going to walk
walking up. He knows how strong he is.
Miposhka. Miposhka's so squishy, too. Oh, food. All he needs is vision now at this point to kill pretty much anyone on the side of Team Spirit. And he's about to hit level 25, Owen.
Let's check this again. No chance from Miposhka. Bash coming in straight away.
They're even setting up for bottom. They're actually knowing that Yatoro is going for this. General goes to cut the tree, tries to predict, won't quite find him. And now top. Iceberg is a little bit alone. But they can't take advantage. And V-Tune, about to hit 25. Solar Crest is done. AC is done. Everything's come together for Na'Vi. Now you look for these fights. And Team Spirit, it's not going to be easy. So we have what? So 19 armor on the Monkey King. if he gets hit by all of the all the negatives, it's not going to be easy for him. He's going to
but
be.
if he gets his ult off, how much is he getting? Plus 24.
It'll counteract the negative.
That's a
at the
lot.
very
You
least.
know, 24 armor is a lot.
And he does have built-in evasion. He does have Elven Tunic. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to be very easy for them at all, though. They have to get some clutch false promise. They have to find the back lines. They can't let Roger just get his spells off at all. Fights just look so much easier for Navi to pretty much do anything. Is now triple dagger and a nullifier on V-Tune.
How long left on the Aegis, though? Oh, you
About a minute left.
This is a bit of a spooky fight for Team Spirit.
The daggers. Ooh.
That's now Roger. He's actually jumping. They're fully committing onto Toronto Tokyo. They've got the Black Hole, they've got the control. Straight away, they make the jump onto Yatoro. The Monkey King's gone, and now Vici is ready to clean him up. He's into the base. The buyback comes out from Miposhka. And Mirrors, they try and turn this around, try and save Collapse. Toronto Tokyo is being kept alive. They bring down Vici the once. They're taking down General. Can they take Vici down a second time? Silence is there off the back of the respawn. The fear to follow up, locking down onto the two of them. Roger trying to keep him safe, keep him covered, but the magical burst is too much.
Baby.
They take down Vici. They head over to Roger. They're going to be able to run down the Shaker as well. As Spirit, with a couple of buybacks, they'll be able to send Navi right back to their base.
BKB used pre-Aegis as soon as he respawns. Toronto Tokyo's still up. They've got the control. They've got the silence. They're easily able to bring him down. And maybe Roger getting a little bit too ambitious, jumping the gun. They're jumping on the high ground. They get the Monkey King. Sure, Team Spirit uses 2 buybacks, but 2 buybacks, well worth it.
Yeah, and just the 2 support buybacks as well. Top lane.
Yeah.
And will be a dieback here from Miposhka. And Civ Collapse can punish this, though. He's got the Remnant set up. Iceberg, he's stuck in the bramble. He's got to put the BKB and run. He's into the trees, and he will make it away. But a little risky there from Iceberg.
That was very close. A huge fight for Spirit, though. And now, honestly, Miposhka dying there, now he's got the dieback out of the way, right? Like that long respawn. At least he'll be able to respawn faster if he dies in the next fight. So that's not the worst situation for him. And Tokyo has, Toronto Tokyo has been fully enabled. Now Shiva's fully finished up. The only unfortunate thing is Yatoro dies at the absolute beginning of it. He gets nothing. So his progression is still just stuck, while PA still has a very good lead on top of him. But a good hold. They need a couple more of those for this Monkey King, and they need Yatoro to live in one of these situations for them to have a comeback. But a decent first step.
Still managing to maintain that lead that they had. Navi, even though they failed that high ground attempt. And definitely a bit of a concern, as you say. I think Navi will be a bit more cautious about how they jump the base as they were. Obviously feeling strong with the lead that they knew that they had at that moment and having the Aegis. But maybe getting a little too carried away. They don't really want to have that happen again.
Yeah, usually you see like some chip damage on the tower or something before they just immediately go time. They were trying to catch him off guard, but tower didn't even take a single point of damage. It's 2,500 HP, so just a little overzealous perhaps, chasing into the... That's like where this is where the supports thrive. I think they also mentioned that on the panel last time is with a hero like Oracle, when you're outside on the map, it's much easier for you to get wrapped on and get killed and get set up on. But when it's in your base and you get buyback and you're all the way in the back, you're able to do a lot of impact. Same thing for Death Prophet. That's just the best place for you to fight. The high ground where they're all having to run into your exorcism. And they're probably talking about it. I see them. They've been pinging up there for a while on the side of Navi.
Oh, what we got here? 21 armor Monkey King will take 59% more damage from both Deso and Silacrest reply to him. AC added it's 101%.
The next label,
Very interesting.
The next label,
Very interesting.
What if he's next? Wait, we didn't include all the important stuff. What if he's next to a tower? Tower protection adds armor too. Come on, guys.
Hey, come on.
Have to be main. Do you like this next pickup too? I feel like Yatoro needs a much bigger item. He has the S and Y.
I mean, there's a lot of stun, right? There's a lot of disable, but no, I kind of agree. I think the S and Y is it. There we go.
Like
yeah,
if he gets black hold, it doesn't help you. Status resist isn't going to help you out. So.
Yeah, but Sure, but then there's not any item that you can buy against.
I don't know what he gets. Yeah, I don't really know what he gets.
There's nothing to buy against Black Hole.
No, his inventory is just a little. I'll be honest though, and it looks a little awkward because of the Battle Fury, but.
I mean, that's, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be interested to see what he takes at 25, because as cool as the plus 200 armor sounds, it's obviously you pretty much never see Monkey Kings take that, right? That you always want the big Wukong's ring, as that just feels obviously so much more impactful at that stage. But no, definitely does seem like it is a harder game for Yatoro to carry, of course, compared to Vichun on his PA, as Vichun's just so far ahead.
Yeah, it's just a tough game. It's a tough game to build up with what you're up against too. There's just a lot of team fight that they do have to watch out for, right? Like Earthshaker, Enigma, Queen of Pain. It's a bit too much. Like Tokyo, a couple of his exorcisms haven't been perfect, and he's 8-1-11. Like he's having a perfect game, but he's having to do so much with his exorcisms because his Monkey King is greedy, and they do have an off-lane Void Spirit who's taking some time to build up. Now Collapse is powerful, but it takes time for you to get to these items.
Sure. I mean, without a doubt, this series, whatever happens, it has shown why, Spirit's team, they'll always just first phase that Death Prophet. It seems like he does always have a good game. He always has a good game on it.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets a better neutral item for himself at some point in this game. He's been sitting on the pupils game for a long time.
Is there not one? There's not a better one in the game right now?
I didn't find anything that he had a much better option, no. Like Vambrace or something, but even then. So 92% of people, according to JJ, take the additional ring. So there's an 8% that take 200 armor on.
Well, okay, that's not pro data, is it? That's pub data. I think probably about 7% of
pro
that
data.
Are misclicks. Oh, that is our pro games.
That is pro data.
Okay, that's our pro games. All right, maybe if there was a game to take it, a game against a PA is definitely going to be one of the games where the extra armor is going to be very favorable. But we'll see, because you're keeping yourself alive, but it's one of those talents that can be played around, whereas obviously the extended ring is much harder to play around.
Yeah, and he's actually switched the build. He's going to go Manta. I like this better than SNY, honestly. At least he can remove like Malefice and these Orchids and Frostbite and stuff. He doesn't have to pop BKB if he gets hit by any of them. I think that just feels a little bit better to me.
For sure. As you said, the SNY just... shot against the Chainstone of a Shaker, the reduced status resist is nice, but other than that, it's not going to be that impactful.
Either way, both don't feel phenomenal. He needs to find some type of thing to slot to be able to fight, because the fight is going to come to them, especially when the next Roche does get ready to spawn as Navi. They're just getting this farm together, waiting for that one, probably, as it is in about 2 minutes until that spawn does happen. And they've kept Spirit pretty much locked in their base. Yataro's kind of the only one who's been able to hop around and get any farm. Him and Collapse, the two mobile heroes. Tokyo just doesn't want to get caught. If he goes and pushes a lane out, it's too hard. It's too hard for them to actually save him. If they have everyone sitting behind him, he might look to do so. Miposhka's just been hugging him the whole time. And they're actually going to smoke. So they're going to look to set up maybe some vision around that Roche area, because they're pretty limited on their vision right now.
Oh, Iceberg.
Let's see what they get. Iceberg.
Can they get the jump on him? No, not quite.
He saw it.
Dire are scanning.
They all TP back to base, being very safe on the side of Navi. Smoke on smoke. V-Tune blurred up in the front lines with the book. They see Tokyo for a quick second. He nukes the wave.
Nice item here for Yatoro. Gets himself the Penta Edge.
Oh, nice. Let's see what else they can find. They do have a couple more items they could get. Maybe a better one for Tokyo right now. More focused about the fight, though. Just trying to keep this positioning perfect. Courier scouting the Roche. Ninja gear for Navi. So probably they can give that to Roger if he'd like it. But Iceberg's actually going to hold it for now. As they see the Courier. Oh, okay. Courier dies to creeps in the mid lane. And we will see those other two neutral items picked up. So Leveler and an Illusionist Cape for the side of Team Spirit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So that's all of them, isn't it? So Tokyo, did he not get lucky? He did not get lucky. There's still one more item he can get, but
Radiant's top tower.
I mean, leveler can be nice for the
one.
pushing, right, with the Ghost.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
it's okay.
25% building damage on the Exorcism. There's your Toro. Oh,
Wrap around.
oh, he's in!
Oh, no.
The tree's gonna get stuck.
dead.
Oh no! Oh
He's so
no! He's gone. He's totally gone. They're gonna see them try and fight back. They'll get General. Maybe Toronto Tokyo can do it without his Monkey King. As he's able to find a second, and it looks like he's doing it.
Good.
They're going to be able to get the catch on V-Tune. Maybe it's not oh no at all here for Team Spirits. They've got the lockdown. They send it back with a fear. Fisher comes out from Roger, but they've got the chain control. They jump in onto V-Tune. He's caught in the Bramble Maze. Dragged back by the Remnant. Are they going to be able to burst him? They are. V-Tune's down. Iceberg's got to jump away. As Toronto Tokyo, he's just carrying this. He doesn't need no carry. He's doing it all by himself here, backed up by the rest of the boys. He doesn't need the Monkey King. As Team Spirit take an incredible fight off the back of what's got to be one of the worst beginnings. Yet you carry jumping in, instantly dying. It didn't matter. Team Spirit come out massively on top of that team fight.
These three just did so much together. The Void Spirit, the Willow, and the Death Prophet. Look at their damage. Look at the spell cast, too. Like 4 different sets of spells from the Void Spirit.
Radiant.
Several different links and just Exorcism running ham. Beautiful stuff from Tokyo. And V-Tune maybe has to be a little bit more careful about his BKB timing, because as soon as it goes out, he's just dead. If there's any other heroes, especially these 2 or 3.
I'll see up top. Collapse isn't done. He's looking for always want to fly. See if he's got enough burst. Not quite. Glimmer Cape and Lotus keeping always want to fly safe for a little bit. I say that he's hanging around. He can't run. They are going to be able to find him. They hunt him down. They'll nuke him out of the game. And over to the side, they've even got the Yule set up on a Roger. Roger, he's in trouble. They're going to be able to dive him underneath the tier 1. They're in onto the Shaker. And they're going to be able to find Roger as well.
Oh my god.
As they are closing down the lead that Na'Vi had pretty much completely. Less than 1k gold in it. And Roche is up. And it's the 3rd one. It's the Aghanims.
And it's the Aghanims for the Monkey King.
Oh
my god.
my goodness.
If they get this, they actually can win the game now.
They absolutely can. Na'Vi's lost the lead completely. We saw Dota Plus. Dota Plus was giving this up to a 90% at one point. That's all gone down the drain now.
Tokyo is just playing like an absolute beast. These 3, the 2 new heroes, the Void Spirit, the relatively new Willow, and this Death Prophet, just
this is wild, yeah.
Carrying the fight so hard. And yeah, now free Aghanim's blessing for your Monkey King.
That's
so you're Toro,
massive.
hey, it's a good thing that he didn't buy it.
And that's
enabled.
why he didn't. You're not finding a Battle Fury from Roshan, are you?
Yeah, you're right.
You know. Look at him go.
Wow.
And now look, boom, look at his net worth. He's up there level with V-Tune because of that Ags pick up in that last fight. And that was a fight with him dying at the start. It didn't matter. He's ready to carry you, Toro.
Yeah, now he can't actually fight versus this If Monkey King gets spells off, Toro is going to absolutely decimate the fights.
I mean, this beginning, it looked dreadful. Your Monkey King's jumped in, and he's been taken down immediately. But I think, as you said, we're really going to see Na'Vi reassess how they take the fights now. They can't throw everything in to commit to kill this Monkey King. He is not the biggest issue.
No, and V-Tune just has to be more patient with the BKBs. He has to be waiting till he sees the disables coming onto him or something, because as soon as the BKB goes out, they have overwhelming control and damage for him. And a game that is completely flipped.
Yeah, Na'Vi's
25 even on the Void Spirit.
Completely. It's a 5k advantage now for Spirit.
26 on Death Prophet, 25 on Void Spirit. They have extra sets of stun and control, and Monkey King is fully enabled from his scepter. Like, everything has gone. Now it's fully changed where everything has gone for Spirit's favor in the last 2-3 minutes. Well, it was going for Na'Vi for the majority.
If they're not winning a fight when they're that far ahead, they've got to play on a level that they haven't been, Na'Vi, to win a fight now whilst they're down.
They have to somehow kill Tokyo, but this is a Shiva's heart with a cheese with an Oracle behind him. He is massive. 11, 1, and 12, really putting the team on his back this game.
On V-Tune, he's having to go that route again, of course, queuing up the Divine Rapier. We saw how that worked out last time, unfortunately, in game 1 for him. Gets the Rapier, instantly loses it.
And his BKB is down to 6 seconds. You know, he's had to use it in every single one of the times. He has to be very patient with how he uses it in these next fights if they want to have a hope to win, as at this disadvantage. seems pretty difficult. Tokyo is isolated though, and he does not have the Aegis. He has the cheese. Can they chain stun him?
Let's see. They're going to try and blow him up. They've got the setup with the Hex. They're looking for Maposhka in the backlines. V-Tune able to take away any sort of backup the Toronto. Tokyo can get there, throwing everything down on this. Death Prophet to lock him out of the game, and they'll be able to do so. They get the big kill. Toronto. Glimmer, Iceberg's going to be able to continue taking down the barracks here. Maposhka is back in the game. Collapse, he jumps in again, forces out the BKB from Iceberg, but they turn. They've got the Hex out onto Collapse. Is there any save in time? Maposhka's heading over. They'll be able to keep him safe, and now they'll turn for kills. V-Tune jumps it over to Mirror, gets the bash straight away as the Dark Willow will fall. As Mirror down for 2 minutes, but they're buying time, of course, Spirit, trying to protect that buyback from Toronto Tokyo. Only 30 seconds to go before he's back.
Oh, Mira's actually 600 gold short of the buyback. So if they're able to somehow get him that, he will be able to. But yeah, they saved the buyback from the Death Prophet, the important one.
They might lose 2 racks for it, though, if they hold on.
Racks, yeah.
Ishitoro, he's trying to find the setup, but he's been hexed. They're ignoring him for now, just finishing off the barracks, and they'll get it. Na'Vi play it safe. They take 2 full sets of racks, whilst the Death Prophet's down. As we see, Spirit just opting to protect that buyback and let those racks fall.
Dire are scanning.
They got to hit hard here now, though. 48 seconds where they still have Aegis. Might not be able to do so with this Aegis, but if they can actually take the fight, they have to just go for it. They can't have Tokyo isolated either. They can't pretty much have anyone alone. They have to play buddy system with at least somebody sitting behind, and there's a DD spawn bottom. If V-Tune can get his hands on that, he sees it now too. General spots it. Team Spirit are aware for a move, though. They're all positioned very nicely and defensively. They also have the Abyssal now done on Yatoro, so he has an easier way to make plays. He is also huge.
V-Tune, of course, not wanting to spend the gold quite yet. Still assessing the situation of the game. Now, the last move has leveled it back off, so Na'Vi not in a sort of a desperate position as of now. It's close, it's even, and especially with 2 racks up. Just managing to get back a hold of their advantage.
In these late games, when you have like Earthshaker, this amazing chain stunner for your carries, this is where you can hold on to the gold. Because one stun goes off, if someone gets chain stunned, they're very likely to die versus this PA. Both teams needing a moment, it feels like. Yeah, a little bit of bathroom break.
All right.
And Iceberg looks unbelievably stressed out in his camera every time I'm glancing.
Get rolled over it 2 times, and it's either way how this game ends, it's not going to be a stomp for sure. We've had a great back and forth, but losing 2-0, it's not really going to feel acceptable, you'd imagine, for Na'Vi as a team, considering what they've pulled out so far here in the league. But it may just happen because Spirit's performance in this series, after game 1, now in game 2 with some brilliant fights, it's definitely showing the potential to perhaps close up this series 2-0.
And perhaps showing the potential for other teams to look and maybe just ban out the Death Prophet or the Oracle, something like that.
One of these heroes, yeah.
So he's so comfortable on it. Like both games, he's really done leaps and bounds of work and space for his team.
Absolutely. I think last game he ended something like 14-1 and 12.
Yeah.
And this game 11-2 and 12. It's just another brilliant game from Toronto Tokyo.
He's really only had the one mistake. Now he's showing himself up top. Roger is thinking about going for the chain stun, but won't be able to. Too deep.
No, I mean, this is the thing. V-Tune is... What's he sort of thinking at the moment? Does he want to spend his gold, or is he really sort of trying to stray away from having to go for that rapier? Oh! Get the quick jump here straight away. They look to take down the CM, and they'll manage to do it.
I think he does need the rapier.
I think he's got to go for it.
Because they're playing into all this evasion and stuff too, right? The Elven Tunic, I believe it was. So that's just a little bit of annoyance, and it's just the best item on PA anyway in the later stages. But just wants to save to have buyback just in case of anything before he does commit. As the next rush will probably dictate everything. Navi already has good vision around the area there. Spirit definitely want to look to get some around there. And oh, my first Wind Waker I'm going to get to cast in a pro Dota game.
There we go. There we go. I mean, he was trying to build it last game. I guess it's just what a great item to save your cores, your big ones, Toronto, Tokyo, Toro, from being caught or jumped into a black hole or an Earthshaker combo. Just break them out of it.
Yeah. You can use it on BKB teammates too, so you can save them from like pretty much anything if they do get caught out. A lot of other items you can't use when teammates are BKB'd. This item you can, so.
Yeah, it can also be used to, even sort of buy time right for Yatoro. If he gets the Wukongs out and they're focusing him, get him a bit of time, a bit of invulnerability, send him up in the air so they really can't deal with him and try and kill him off during his ult.
It can also just let people like reposition themselves too out of like weird scenarios because you can move during it while you're also being saved. So there's some really cool plays that you can do. It's the most expensive item in Dota for a reason. Yeah, Spirit, it's gonna be just execution inside of the team fights from both sides, and V-Tune still hasn't committed the gold. I was gonna say, Rapier can sometimes change execution because you just get dagger crits and it just changes everything, but hasn't quite committed still. 9.6k in the bank.
A lot that he hasn't. Has he got enough for the Rapier and buyback? I mean, obviously buyback doesn't matter too much when if you have a Rapier.
He's 300 shy. They'll get into the pit though, and Spirit is very far away from this area. I don't think they're gonna make
Navi's gonna do this quick with the PA.
Free Ag's Blessing for PA.
Yeah.
Refresher shard for probably for General, because General has BKB Lincoln, so now he's free to black hole all the time, so potential 2 black holes as well. They'll actually give it Iceberg, and they'll give General the Scepter. Okay.
All right,
they
some
just want the
extra
extra
damage.
Midnight Pulse damage. Okay. I thought V-Tune might want it, especially versus Willow. I love the Blur Ags versus Willow. You can dispel everything. You never have to worry about Brambles. You never have to worry about Curse Crown. But yeah, just opting to give it to the Enigma.
Okay. I mean, it's you get that sort of first Midnight Pulse down and followed up with the black hole. It's it's an insane amount of damage. Has collapsed.
Is damage their issue though? As V-Tune, they'll find collapse.
I was trying to get that outpost, at least have one of them under their control here at the 50-minute mark. They don't get either.
But why? He's dead for he doesn't have buy. He's dead for 90 seconds. Like, what does experience matter that much?
No, he's got buyback. He's got buyback. He's 20 gold short. 20 gold short.
Okay.
I was going to say, if he didn't, then yeah, sure. But he's just about, he will have it in time.
Oh, and he takes the Philly. Yeah, they give him the Philosopher's Stone too, so he'll have buyback.
He'll have it. But you're right, if he didn't, that would have been a bit, ooh.
I mean, still though, the risk isn't worth it. The outpost doesn't get you that much. At this point in the game, 1,000 XP isn't going to change the game, I don't feel. So I feel like his life is way more valuable.
Yeah, they'd already got this sort of significant 25s. There wasn't really any milestones XP-wise.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Aghanim's Blessing is going to be bought for V-Tune. He's going to bring it out.
Oh, hang on, they got the jump, Mira!
Whoa.
He's gone. Wukong's command is out. Navi, they're sort of caught in a bit of an awkward spot here off to the side. General popping the refresher to get out with the jump. V-Tune is trying to get away from their own with the Abyssal. V-Tune, can he jump out in time? He can. He's down to the low ground, but Toronto Tokyo's chasing. The Sonic Wave pushes him back, but V-Tune, he's so low, he's able to jump to the high ground. Roger, providing safety as he locks down the fissure onto Toronto Tokyo. The Toronto Tokyo, he's going to be fine here. The Wind Waker being used upon him, able to break him away from any follow-up combo, and Navi, they'll back up. They'll reset. That was 2 buybacks coming out from Spirit.
2 buybacks coming out of Spirit. Navi saves the Aegis. They use the Refresher Shard, but not the cheese. Okay. And there is an Exorcism used. So now, 100 seconds where maybe Navi looks to play around that. Maybe Tokyo goes to try to buy a Refresher now at this point and send it to the secret shop. Might need it. Navi's just waiting for one hero to show. They have a lot of explosive power.
In a game that is this close, it definitely hurts to not be able to spend that sort of money you built up.
You can't get out. They're just guarding that area. They have the ward coverage too.
Sure.
And even we see General forcing in top lane too. He's hit level 25, so he's got the +5 summons, plus the 50 damage on Eidolons. So top is gonna get forced in from Eidolons as they pressure bottom too on Navi.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yotaro shows top, immediately V2, and he walks in when he sees that, gets a moment to hit.
V-Tune. Stepping up pretty
know what
far.
Yotaro is. Yotaro cannot go on those trees anymore.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So cautious around those damn trees.
As Iceberg's in.
They're jumping.
Iceberg straight in. He's going for the backlines. He's looking for the Oracle. He's able to get the Hex off. Pushes Yotaro back with a Sonic Wave. But Yotaro, he got the Wukong's command down. The fear comes out. They've got the Black Hole control. But Miposhka's in with a false promise. Keeps Yotaro safe. Navi's got to get out of it. And Fisher comes out. Featuring trying to get back in onto Yotaro. But he can't finish off the Monkey King. As Yotaro, he'll live. And now Spirit will continue to chase the rest of Navi straight out of the base. As always want to fly. He won't be able to flicker away. As the CM falls, Navi push back as they go for a very aggressive move there. Iceberg trying to jump in, disable Miposhka on the backlines while separating the Monkey King from the save of the Oracle. But as we saw, able to get that Wukong's command out, having that extra armor, that extra ability to survive and buy time for Miposhka to get out of the Hex, close back in and provide that save.
And I actually want to see a quick clip of the end of it there. I didn't see if he was going to survive. I think he might have mischief dodged the damage after the false promise. I think he may have survived anyway, but
I think he might have. I was trying to watch his HP to see if it changed, because it was still have been a lot of damage done right, with especially with the Ags Enigma, because there was a black hole there for a good few moments.
Yeah, he was taking a lot of pure, but I'm pretty sure he dodged it at the very end there. We're going to see, it's going to take a little bit of time throughout the fight, but he is getting all that lifesteal built up. He's got the false promise soon. There it is. And we'll see. I feel like he should be dying. He gets Wind Waker's
fair bit of damage. He was in those Midnight Pulses.
He looks pretty dead. And then watch his HP. Look. Ready? Boom. He mischiefs. I'm pretty sure he mischief dodged the false promise. And now back into the base. They're pushing.
Oh, collapse. He's trying to come in with a defense, but Iceberg's playing on the aggressive. He's been silenced though. Iceberg is trying to commit for this pop in the BKB. He wants to try and finish off the racks, but with these multiple TPs coming in, he's got to get out of here. They've got the Yule set up. They're going to be able to catch him straight back into the remnant. He's going to pop the refresher in an attempt to get away, but he's not going to be able to get anything else off. As Iceberg's gone, he dies in his attempt there to claim the Megas, but the Megas won't be coming out. The melee racks are kept alive by Spirit.
Navi's definitely feeling the pressure here of these fights, just trying to really get that at least constant pressure to come out. Spirit can defend versus Mega's the thing, but Navi just wants to have that extra element. As the game is getting a little concerning, getting a little bit crazy.
That's wild. I mean, do you like this as well? We're seeing a lot of refreshers in play. Yotaro buying the refresher orb as well for himself.
Yeah, I want him and both Tokyo to actually pick one up. I see Toronto Tokyo went for Bloodstone, which is a kind of cool concept with all like spell amp and stuff, but I want them both to have multiple sets of ultis off and multiple sets of their BKBs. Sure.
And I mean, how do you play this as the Monkey King in the fight? As you say, just pop in the ult, BKB, Abyssal, then swapping one of them out, getting the refresher going and being ready for round 2 if there's still people close by, and he's able to find that second jump with the second Abyssal.
Wukong's, honestly, screw treads. Wukong's and just swap that refresher.
Oh, hang on. Always want to fly.
Always want to fly.
He's out alone. He's trying to hide, but they've found him. Another kill here for Spirit. The Eidolons are making their way over towards the melee racks, but collapses. He's on track of this.
Look at them go. They're so speedy. He leads them very far to the side of the map at the very least. As some chat wheel comes out from both sides.
Galaxies unseen.
Navi still with a 12k lead, but Spirit holding onto the base very impressively. Again, huge amounts of money building up on V-Tune. We'll see if he now feels that it is time to hand that money in, pick up that rapier.
We're getting close to 30s as well. That's what I'm clicking around for. 30s and Aghanim Scepter / Blessings for everyone and shards and whatnot. As we also have 3.5 minutes until fun items.
We are. Now, any busted items this game? What are they dreaming of?
I Ex Machina is like my favorite tier 5 now, I'm pretty sure. There's not really a good giant string here. I think I like Ex Machina the most.
Okay.
25 armor versus PA or Monkey King. This armor is insane. If Death Prophet is able to get that, that'll be really huge for Tokyo. Because he's been hanging on to like the just the pass-me-downs, you know, whatever was left over. He hasn't really gotten a good item for the Death Prophet just yet, so... We'll see. 3 minutes until that does build up.
I think
Navi still does have map control.
This could be a game as well where something like CS Stone is going to be a bit of a game changer for Miposhka. You know, if he's able to get that false promise off from a distance where Iceberg can't get the jump on him.
That's true.
And we'll see if we get there. We're very, very close to it. 57.5 minutes in. Chitoro
Roach in 8 seconds. It's a it's one of the fastest spawns you can possibly have. And Navi, they've got good ward coverage. Spirit hasn't gotten time to swing over. Well, they only have ward coverage bottom.
I mean, that's the thing. In this sort of position for Spirit, do you risk coming out and taking a fight against Navi around the Roche pit, or do you wait for the base?
You probably just have to wait for the base, unfortunately. It dies so fast, and then, you know, you're walking into Enigma with your positioning heroes, right? Like Monkey King, Death Prophet, Oracle, they have to have perfect positioning. So yeah, just give this one away. Look to fight on your own terms.
All right, who's getting the axe this time? Iceberg? Yeah.
He's like the only one left. Feels like there's a code. Don't leave the cheese. Still a cheese. Okay, they got it. Good job.
Into the refresher shard. Was Enigma again? It was.
Yeah, he's almost got his own refresher too.
Yes.
So there's a lot of different. There's so much team fight that Navi has potential for if they're able to get their spells off. And do we have any 30s kicking off yet? Is V-Tune there yet?
He's close.
Not yet. Very close. Him and Yotoro are the two that I'm watching for 30. If Yotoro gets 30, that could also just win Spirit a lot of team fights. Because 200 armor is pretty insane. Has he committed the gold yet on V-Tune?
See, nice.
Checking all these couriers flying over.
See Iceberg picking up a moon shard for V-Tune there as well.
The Eidolons are in the base. They know that Team Spirit's outside because of that. And they just got vision of Miposhka inside the base. Team Spirit, they do have this ward on the high ground.
Spooky.
Trying to make a play with it. It's very spooky. And they keep having to address these side lanes. I'm keep seeing Eidolons being sent in. The waves just being forced in from those racks being taken out too. There's so much gold on these. Yotoro has almost 11,000 gold.
Of course, he's going to be able to get that Scard. He picked up. Oh, but the courier's been found! Roger, able to find Yotoro's courier there on the way back. So no Scardy for him.
He didn't really have much inventory for it anyway.
Oh, that's true. I guess
a lot, but anyway, it's, you know,
didn't have the space.
Kill on it. He could maybe replace Manta. And okay, there we go. 30 on PA. So he does hit it first before anyone on the side of Spirit. So he's got a good power peak.
Ooh, General, a little spook there.
And there we go. Neutral items. Book of Shadows. First one. Iceberg grabs it.
That's pretty good. That's the one where you can save a teammate, right? It's basically sort of like
I haven't seen this one.
It's like a pseudo false promise. I mean, it's not nearly as good, but you know, it gets you. You can do clutch things to save your teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you some night vision extra too. This definitely has some crazy potential in it. If you're able to actually use it properly in the midst of hectic, chaotic team fights where you have a lot of other stuff to focus on. He just used it on his teammate. I think they just were testing out what it did. They give the Seer Stone over to Iceberg.
Yeah, it's essentially a targeted Shadow Realm, really.
Yeah.
That's how it functions.
And they get the Fallen Sky on Roger, as on the side of Spirit, they can't quite get out there to farm neutrals. We see Collapse, he's trying. He's on a journey to find these items for his team. What's he gonna get?
He's got to hit those neutrals. Look at the pirate hat. That's nice. Start digging for the bounties.
That's pretty good.
Make sure everyone's got buyback gold.
Monkey King. That's an upgraded leveler in a way.
Oh, hang on. General always gone for it. He's going to drop the black hole. He's going to be able to pull in as well that the Monkey King mirror gets burst out by the Sonic Wave. The second black hole coming into play. They've got to save this Monkey King. Yotoro getting fully locked down. They jump in with the Echo Slam. He's gone. They blow him up. Toronto Tokyo, though, is holding his ground. Turning around with the siphons. Jump forward with the buyback for Yotoro. He's in with the balance straight down on the Vici. Vici pushed off to the side. The Fear sending him back. The Wukong's command. Is he going to be able to grab him? It is. Yotoro jumps over with the Abyss. pistol. They take down the PA that wants. They're ready to go for round 2. Silence is out. VTune locked down in the midst of the Wukong's command as Yatoro has that second round of stun with that active.
And that was 2 black holes General had to use. He didn't have mana for the third one, but the fight, Tokyo, they black hole on top of the Monkey King, but he buys back, comes right back into the fray. And they're able to get some nice cleanup kills. Navi, though, not having used buybacks on PA and CM. They didn't kill the racks either. So Spirit now have some time to push out and pick up these items that they didn't get to before. Off the mark with the fizz.
Collapse. Iceberg's trying to go for this, but Collapse, he's got backup. Iceberg is trying to run, but he goes straight into the bramble.
Well, they just tried to make a 2-man play. And Roger missed the fissure, too.
I mean, it may be just a distraction. General's trying to go for the rat push down bottom.
But they might just push down mid on the side of Spirit.
Eidolon's coming in.
If there's going to be megas.
Navi might get the megas here, though, as well. Look at this. Are the Eidolons able to do it? They are. So that little bit of distraction gets them the bottom racks, gets them the megas, but they're almost certainly going to have to use these buybacks.
Yeah, Spirit's got to push forward. They have the Stygian Desolator on your Toro, so they will be able to push very fast. Exorcism is still 40 seconds, though, and buybacks will start coming out. V-Tune really trying to hold
He's in! He's got the black hole General! He jumps forward straight away, but do they have the follow-up? They're bringing him a push below. The Sonic Wave comes in from the side. They've taken down Toronto Tokyo. They've taken down Yatoro. Buybacks coming out for Spirit, but they can't get back over in time. Mirror up in the air. Navi, they should be able to find him as well, as the Shadow Realm will soon come to an end. He's looking for V-Tune, but he hasn't got the damage on his own. As Mirror's gone, Yatoro as well, out for 2 minutes. That's a dieback on the Monkey King as General seizes an opportunity to come in with a big black hole and possibly secure the game here for Navi with no carry Monkey King available for Spirit's defense.
He finally gets the hole that he's been looking for the entire game. Tokyo's gonna run it.
Let's see what Tokyo can do. I mean, he's done it before in the game without the Monkey King. But General, he's in. They've got the Hex. Fallen Sky follow-up from Rogers. They lock down Toronto Tokyo. They'll take him out of the game. He's gone. GG is called. Navi will be able to hold on in this series, taking this game 2 at 64 minutes in.
Look at General. That was a stressful game for them, for sure. Really nicely done there at the end, just forcing the issue when they get those buybacks forced. General sees an opportunity. He takes it. He gets 4 heroes in the black hole. Beautiful stuff. The refresher, the second refresher, this time it pays off. But you can see, like, look at the strain on Navi's face. They felt this game.
That was a wild game. Incredibly back and forth. Now, for the most part, Navi, they did hold the advantage, but we saw sort of how much they were able to build it up. Then it slipped away from them. Some great holds, great plays from Spirit. But those last final moments, I mean, that's where it all gets to the real sort of late game, when these buybacks really come into play. Both teams trying to use them to their finest, but that opportunity there to catch the Monkey King Yatoro whilst he didn't have any way to return, that's all they had to do. At that stage of the game, one of the cores dies without buyback for 2 minutes, it's probably going to be game over.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it does pay off when you're able to get so many secured Roshan's for yourself because of the advantage you have in the game, right? They're able to use these Aegis, use these Cheese, use these refreshers, where it was denied from the enemy team for the most part, beside the one where they did get that Aghanims Blessing. General has freedom, where he's finally able to find those black holes.
Well, as you said, a stressful game for the players, but definitely a very fun one for us and a fun one, I'm sure, for the viewers at home. And we're going to get another one, hopefully, of this. With Navi taking this game too, the series now stands 1-1. We're going to be going to a decider.
I really hope that decider